Good morning, church family. My name is David Russo, and we are coming to the end of the book of Daniel in our Daily Hope series today. So we're looking at chapter 12, and we are continuing this from chapter 10, actually, of this one long continuous vision that kicked off in chapter 10, where Daniel is confronted basically by a Christophany, a vision of Jesus floating above this river, shining basically in his glory. A similar vision that we see in the book of Revelation, where Jesus's eyes are like fire. They're just like flaming torches. His appearance is like lightning. It's just bright and powerful. And his voice is like thunders. And in this context, we see a couple other figures begin to emerge in chapter 12. These kind of angelic beings. And so this whole last few chapters of Daniel is this apocalyptic, just mystical, otherworldly vision that Daniel is getting delivered to him about the end of times, about the end of the world, basically. And rightly so, Daniel is trying to understand what all of this means. He's trying to figure out these people, these places, where this is going to happen. He's trying to figure out the dates and the timeline of events. And there's this kind of ping-pong conversation going on at the end of chapter 12, where he's trying to understand something. A little bit is given to him, but then there's this third component, which is basically an invitation for Daniel just to trust, just to simply trust in God, and to stay in his lane, to stay present to God, obedient to him, and concern himself not with a full understanding of what all this means, but to stay faithful and in some ways childlike. And this makes me think of the difference between going on a vacation as a kid and going on a vacation now as an adult. And I don't know about you, but vacations as kids were so much better because you didn't have to plan anything. You didn't have to, schedule time off work. You didn't have to pass off responsibilities to other people. You didn't have to book, the place you're going to stay and look up reviews and ratings and then figure out where you're going to eat. You simply got in the back of the car and you trusted that you're just going to make it there safe. And basically the end of this entire revelation that Daniel gets comes with an invitation to trust. And it actually reminded me of another book at the very end of Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes is a philosophical kind of exploration of life. And Ecclesiastes also has 12 chapters in it. And at the end of Ecclesiastes, the final few verses are basically saying, well, we've explored everything. We've tried to look at what wisdom is. We've tried to look at the meaning of life. We've tried to understand all these things. And Solomon, the writer of Ecclesiastes basically says, searching out all this knowledge isn't that good for your body. It actually wearies your soul. It makes you tired. It exhausts you. Trying to hold all these things together in our understanding is a fruitless pursuit in the end, because our understanding actually can't hold all these things together. But what we can do is trust. And that same invitation at the end of Ecclesiastes is echoed again here at the end of Daniel, where Daniel's final words basically from this vision of Jesus, from this mystical encounter, is just be faithful. Daniel, worry about your life, worry about being obedient to God, follow him, and trust that at the end he's going to sort everything out. And I don't know about you, but that gives me a lot of hope to know that I don't have to understand all of the complexities of the end of the world. I don't have to fully understand every nuance of knowledge and wisdom that there is to be gained out there. And it's also kind of relieving to know that God encourages us not to try to pursue a full understanding of all things, but to be like kids again and to get in the back seat of his car and trust him and go along for the ride.